Hi, this is Heather with Affinity for Yarn, and today I want to show you the Tunisian Honeycomb Stitch. The Tunisian Honeycomb Stitch is a 2-row repeat, and it can be done over any number of stitches. To be honest with you, I've done a couple different tries on Tunisian stitches, and I gotta say this is my favorite one. And so I really was excited when I was able to use it in my Tunisian panel blanket that I just finished recently that you're seeing here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, there we go. All right, so for the example here, I have 10 stitches or 10 chains done. So now what we're going to do the forward pass of the foundation row is we're going to flip our work over, and you're going to look for these little bumps that are sticking up for each chain, and that's where we're going to want to go ahead and insert our hook. So let's go ahead and go to the second chain from the hook and insert our hook here, and then yarn over and pull up a loop. All right, let's go down to the next bump right here, insert our hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. All right, so let's keep on down the row. Insert hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. Look for the bump, yarn over. Oh, sometimes with these little chains, I'm telling you, let me resituate myself here. All right, here we go. And yarn over and pull up a loop. Next one, insert into the bump here, yarn over and pull up a loop. Next hook, or excuse me, check chain, we're going to insert our hook into the bump, yarn over and pull up a loop. Next bump, we're going to insert our hook, and then yarn over and pull up a loop. And then we're going to insert our hook into the next bump, yarn over and pull up a loop. And then the last one, we're going to insert our hook. Okay. And we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. So now I should have 10 chains on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are on track. All right, and another cool thing about Tunisian crochet is that you never have to turn the work, that it always stays with you, which makes it super friendly when you're traveling. I was actually used it when I was traveling with my husband for a trip, and it was an easy project to manage. All right, so now we're done with the forward pass of the foundation row, and now we're going to do the return pass. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and chain one first. So yarn over and just pull through one loop, and that's a chain one. And now we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through 2 of the loops, and we're going to do that across the rest of the row. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And that's the return pass. And so now you'll see we have 1 loop left on the hook. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on the Honeycomb 2 row repeat. We're going to do the first row. And the first row consists of a Tunisian simple stitch and then a Tunisian purl stitch. Okay, so again, when we start these, this first loop on the hook represents the first stitch, so nothing needs to be done with this first stitch here. So we're going to move on to the second one, and we're going to go ahead and Tunisian simple stitch into that. So insert your hook behind the vertical bar, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And that's a Tunisian simple stitch. All right, so for the next vertical bar here, we're going to do a Tunisian purl stitch. Now to do that, what we're going to first do is we're going to pull our yarn to the front of the hook like that. Now we're going to go ahead and insert our hook into this vertical bar, the next one here. So insert your hook. Okay. Now you're going to rotate the yarn back around to the back of the hook like that. And now you're going to yarn over, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to pull through that loop. And that's a Tunisian purl stitch. All right. So now we're going to do a Tunisian simple stitch. So again, find the next vertical bar and insert your hook behind it, yarn over and pull up a loop. And now we're going to do a Tunisian purl stitch. So first pull your yarn to the front of the hook like this, find the next vertical bar, next stitch, insert your hook. Now you're going to rotate the yarn to the back, and then you're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through that loop on the hook. All right, so let's repeat that across the row. Tunisian simple stitch, okay, Tunisian purl stitch, pull yarn to the front, insert the hook into the vertical bar, pull the yarn to the back like that, and then yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. Tunisian simple stitch. All right, and now Tunisian purl stitch. Pull yarn to the front. Okay, insert your hook, pull yarn back around to the back, yarn over, and then pull through that loop. And now we are to the last stitch on the hook here. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and rotate that to the front here, rotate to the side, and you're going to look and you're going to see there's two loops right here, two vertical bars or two bars. You're going to want to insert your hook into both of those. I know it's kind of hard to see here, but I'll show you once I get it on here. So you'll see one and then two, and you'll see there's two loops on the hook, and then you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through both of those. And what that does is it just keeps the work nice and even looking as you're going along with your project. All right, so that's the first row, the forward pass of the Tunisian honeycomb stitch. So now we're going to go ahead and do the return pass, and it's just like the foundation row. We're going to chain one, so just yarn over and pull through one loop. And now for the rest of the row, we're going to yarn over and pull through two loops. Yarn over and pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. Okay, yarn's getting caught up here. Yarn over, pull through two. Okay. Yarn over and pull through two. Yarn over and pull through two. Two. All right. And so now you'll see we have just one loop left on the hook. All right, so now for the second row of the 2-row pattern, we're going to basically reverse or alternate what we did with the first one. So instead of a Tunisian simple stitch, we're going to start with the Tunisian purl stitch, and then we'll alternate that with the Tunisian simple stitch. All right, so let's go ahead. Again, we're going to skip that first stitch because there's already a loop on our hook, and we're going to Tunisian purl stitch in this first vertical bar here. So let's pull the yarn forward like this around to the front of the hook. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to hang on to that because sometimes it comes off the hook. And then we're going to insert our hook into the first vertical bar there. We're going to pull our yarn back around to the back of the hook, yarn over, and then draw through that loop on the hook. And that's a Tunisian purl stitch. And so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a Tunisian simple stitch in the next one here. So insert your hook, yarn over, and pull up. All right, so now we're going to do a Tunisian purl stitch. To do that, we're going to yarn over, or excuse me, pull our yarn to the front of the hook. Then we're going to insert our hook into the next vertical bar. We're going to pull our yarn back around to the back. We're going to yarn over, and then we're going to pull through just that one loop on the hook. Okay, Tunisian simple stitch. That's the next one. All right, Tunisian purl stitch. Pull yarn to the front, insert hook into the vertical bar, pull yarn to the back here, yarn over, and pull through the stitch or the loop. Tunisian simple stitch. Okay. Pull yarn to the front, insert the hook, and then yarn over, pull through. Okay. Tunisian simple stitch. And now again, we're at the end of the row, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to rotate that to the side here. And you can see the two bars that we need to go through. We'll go ahead and insert our hook underneath those two, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And now we're going to go ahead and do our return pass. So chain one, and then yarn over and pull through two. And yarn over, pull through two. Yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two, And we're done with the return pass. All right, so then you can see we have one loop left on the hook. So that is the pattern for the honeycomb stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll quickly do those 2 rows again so that you can see it in a little bit more speeded up here. All right, so we're going to start with the first row, which is the Tunisian simple stitch is the first. So insert your hook. And then it's the Tunisian purl stitch in the next vertical bar. So pull to the front, insert hook, and then yarn over and pull up. Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian purl stitch. Okay, making sure we're moving that yarn around the hook there. Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian purl stitch. Okay, Tunisian simple stitch and Tunisian purl stitch. Oh, got 2 yarns in there. Oh, and I'm coming off. There we go. All right, and just through the 1 loop. And then we're at the end of the row, so we're going to rotate and insert our hook underneath those 2 bars. All right, and now we're going to do a return pass. Chain 1, and then yarn over and go through 2 loops. Sometimes my loops get stuck on top of each other as I'm moving it, so kind of watch for that too. All right, so that's the first row. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the second row of the pattern. And that starts with the Tunisian purl stitch. So let's go ahead and pull our yarn to the front, insert the hook. Oh, okay. Pull the yarn to the back, yarn over, and pull through the loop. Then Tunisian simple stitch. Tunisian purl stitch. All right. Tunisian simple stitch. Tunisian purl stitch. Tunisian simple stitch. Okay, Tunisian purl stitch. Tunisian simple stitch. Now we're to the end of the row. We're going to go ahead and rotate, insert a hook under those 2 bars, and now we're going to do our return pass. So chain 1, and then yarn over and pull through 2 all the way back. All right, and that's it. That is the Tunisian honeycomb stitch. Thanks for watching today. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel as I'll be adding more tutorials. Thanks and have an amazing day.